Okay, in order to get a clear-cut understanding of our previous situation, let's have another situation, that is find area. Area of a rectangle where length is given as 10 plus or minus zero point 0.2 centimeter and breadth is given as 20 plus or minus zero point 0.1 centimeter. They are asking you area, and as we know, area is length into breadth, L into B. Therefore, this is like the situation Z is equal to A into B. If we are having a situation where Z is equal to AB is the situation, then the relative error of Z, that is delta Z by Z, should be equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. That is the formula that we have learned. Then we could say delta A divided by A is equal to delta L divided by L plus delta B divided by B. Can I? Yes. Then what is delta L? In this equation, it is clear that delta L is 0.2 and L is 10. Therefore, delta L by L is 0.2 divided 10 plus what is delta B? Delta B is 0.1 and B is 20. Therefore, we could say it is 0.1 divided by 0.1 divided by 20. Delta B by B is 0.1 divided by 20. Then that is equal to delta A divided by A. What is A? A is area. How can we find out area? We could find out area by length into breadth. Length into breadth. Therefore, it should be 10 into 20, that is 200. Therefore, delta A divided by A can be replaced as 200. Therefore, divided by A is divided by 200. Okay, then if we are cross multiplying this, we will get 0.2 into 20, that is 4, plus 0.1 into 10, that is 1, divided by 10 into 20, that is 200. That is equal to delta A by 200. Okay, then we could cancel this 200 and 200. Then ultimately we will get delta A is equal to 5. Okay, therefore area can be written as A plus or minus delta A, that is equal to what is area? Area is 200. Therefore, instead of A, 200 plus or minus what is delta A? Delta A is 5. Hope that I didn't make any careless mistake. Hope you have understood this method of solving it. Therefore, let me recall all the formulas. That is, if Z is equal to A plus B is the situation and Z is equal to A minus B is the situation, in both these situations, the formula for finding out error is same. That is, absolute error of Z is equal to absolute error of A plus absolute error of B. As a general case, I could write if Z is equal to A minus B plus C, then delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B plus delta C. Then the other situation was if Z is equal to AB or Z is equal to A by B, in both these situations, the formula for finding out the relative error of Z, that is delta Z by Z, is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. Delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. As a general situation, if I am writing z is equal to AB by C. If z is equal to AB by C, if this is the situation, means can you say the answer for error? We could find out relative error, that is delta z by z. Delta z by z is equal to what? If it is A, delta A by A plus delta B by B. Therefore, delta A by A plus delta B by B. And if it is A by B, then also we have to add the relative error. Therefore, it's plus delta C by C. Okay, you should remember these formulas. They are very much important in the case of entrance and board exam. Many questions are asked regarding these formulas. Okay, therefore now we have discussed how to use these formulas, and now let's move for the next situation. What if z is equal to a square is the situation? Z is equal to a square is a situation, means z is equal to a square can be rewritten as a into a. A into a. Then if z is equal to a into b, if z is equal to a into b, the formula was delta z by z is equal to delta a by a plus delta b by b. In the similar manner, if z is equal to a into a, means we could write delta z by z is equal to delta a by a plus delta A by A, that is 2 times delta A by A. 2 delta A by A. What? Delta Z by Z. Look over here. If Z is equal to A square, means delta Z by Z is 2 delta A by A. Then let me say, what if Z is equal to A cube is the situation? If it is a cube, means delta z by z, it should be a cube can be written as a into a into a. Therefore, delta a by a plus delta a by a plus delta a by a, that is 3 delta a by a. Z is equal to a cube, means delta z by z is 3 delta a by a. Then can I ask you to say the answer for z is equal to a raised to 6. It should be delta z by z is equal to 6 delta a by a. Hope you are getting the pattern. Then let's move further. What if z is equal to a square b cube? Z is equal to a square b cube, means, look carefully, then delta z by z is equal to, if it is a square, it was, if it is a square, it was 2 delta a by a. Therefore, 2 delta a by a plus b cube, means it should be 3 delta b by b. This is the formula for finding out the relative error. If it is z is equal to a square b cube. Z is equal to a square divided by b raised to 4. Then what should be the answer? It should be delta z by z is equal to, since it is a square, it should be 2 delta a by a divided by b raised to 4. If it is divided by or into, the errors, relative errors are getting added up. If it is a into b or a by b, the relative errors are getting added up. Therefore, we could say a square, it is 2 delta a by a. Then divided by b cube, means it should be plus 4 delta b by b. Okay, then let me write, what if z is equal to root of a? Z is equal to root of a, means root of a can be written as a raised to 1 by 2. If it is a raised to 6, means it is 6 delta a by a. Therefore, delta z by z, it should be what? 1 by 2 delta a by a. Okay, z is equal to root a, means delta z by z should be 1 by 2 delta a by a. Likewise, if z is equal to a raised to 4 b square divided by root c. This can be written as a raised to 4 b square divided by c raised to 1 by 2. Can I? Yes. Then it should be delta z by z, that is equal to a raised to 4 means 4 delta a by a, plus b square means 2 delta b by b, divided by c raised to 1 by 2 means it should be plus 1 by 2 delta c by c. Okay, these are some of the formulas that you should remember. That is, by just looking at this example, you might be able to understand all other examples. If z is equal to a raised to square root c means delta z by z, that is the relative error of z, it should be 4 times relative error of a plus 2 times relative error of b plus half times relative error of C. Delta A by A എന്ന് പറയുന്ന relative error of A. Therefore, 4 times relative error of A plus 2 times relative error of B plus half times relative error of C. Okay, these are the formulas that we have to learn in case of relative error, absolute error, percentage error and all. Therefore, let me add to this formula bank. That is one more. That is, if z is equal to a square root b divided by c, then we could write delta z is equal to 2 delta a by a plus, yes, it is root b means half delta b by b plus c means it is delta c by c. Okay, hope you have understood this passage. Many questions are asked regarding these type of problems. So in these sessions, many questions are asked. You should remember all these formulas and you should understand the method of doing this. Watch this video for 1 or 2 or 3 times until you got the correct pattern. And if you are having any doubts, you are free to contact me. Okay.